Dave, I have a problem.
Okay.
I'm in charge of uploading the YouTube versions of the sermons. And I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over in the tags. How can I find new tag words for different sermons?
That is something that I am dealing with as well, whether it's the tags or the descriptions. I haven't quite figured out myself how for sermons, right? For sermons only,
Right.
how to properly tag these things. I know that Justin has some thoughts on that. That he had, he's trying. We mentioned it, Justin. Where was it that you mentioned it? Was it last week on the show?
Yeah, last week or 2 weeks ago.
What it's one thing, Chris, when we're doing a video that is not that is something other than a sermon. And I was talking with my pastor. I was like, we got to figure this out. We got to figure out how to title things, because one of the things that he did, which for for me was, he said, look, let's have a pull quote if we can, and I'll try to make it sort of the main idea, the main thought of the sermon. Um, we'll make it kind of the pull quote, and then that way he can take that and apply it to an image, and then put a link to the archive for the thing, and that's a social piece that we can put out. And then during the service, I write down time indexes and stuff, and try to find clips and stuff that I can pull out, and we can pull those out. Okay, but when it comes to the sermon itself, one of the problems that sermons that pastors have is they are speaking to an audience that understands what they're talking about largely. So when they use alliterations, and when they use turns of a phrase, when they use church words and stuff like that, it means something to them, but it's not something that's searchable. It doesn't mean something to Joe Blow out on the thing. And
Right.
and he said, I wish I could remember the word that he used. He said some pastors do this, and he said a word, and that's how they develop their sermons, so that search and other things like that become easier to do. And we're not at that point yet. But it is a lot easier when you do a topical video, whether it's like a Q&A video, or if it's talking about marriage or something like that.
Sure.
Justin, what are your thoughts on doing the sermons properly, so that, number one, so that it makes sense as far as YouTube is concerned, just naturally makes sense, but then any kind of discoverability or anything like that?
So speaking specifically about tags, there's actually just got done with a bunch of research for our own stuff and my church's stuff. So speaking specifically about tags, there's tags kind of does two things. Is it gives YouTube a bigger clue of what you're talking about, and it gives YouTube a bigger idea of who you're related to as far as video content on YouTube. So if we use church media tag, so if there's any videos that someone else uses church media tag, then we can show up under their recommended relevant video sidebar, and vice versa, because we both share that tag. So that kind of helps with that discoverability. So for in my research, what I came across, and I'm still testing this myself, but it's yielding good results for us on YouTube. There's two sets of tags that I have, or that I kind of separate them into. There's static tags, and then there's dynamic tags. Static tags are the easy one. These are the same on every video, because you want your video to
Good.
show up under
Good.
more relative videos for you. And then, of course, when someone searches these tags, you want all your videos to show up. So these are going to be mainly your local tags. So, for example, my church, First Baptist Edinburgh, that's one tag. Edinburgh Church, that's another tag. Rio Grande Valley Church, that's our area. South Texas Church, First Baptist South Texas, all these different tags, and they pretty much say the same thing, but they're using different words, right? So I start with our city, Edinburgh Church, church in Edinburgh, First Baptist Edinburgh, and then I go to our area, North Valley Church, Valley Texas Church, South Texas Church. Then I go more of our area, Rio Grande Valley Church, church in Rio Grande Valley, RGV Church, church in RGV, right? That's our area.
Okay.
And so these are static pretty much. And then I'll also do our names. So that way, if someone wants to find guest preacher Tim Hollinger, if they search him, our video shows up. If someone's searching for just the pastor, so for example, if your pastor has a blog, so if they look his name up in YouTube, your sermons will come up. That's a good thing. So those are static tags. Those are the same on every video. And for us, I got it right here: church media, church tech, church technology, church communications, church com, church training academy, Dave Curley, Justin Nava. Those are the tags on every single video we do.
We'll talk later.
Cool. So then there's dynamic tags. Dynamic tags are the ones that change for every sermon. Every sermon has a different topic. So for the one you gave me was, how does the glory of God manifest on earth, right? That's like a title. So take that one idea, and that's really all you need from your pastor is just, pastor, what's the main idea? Or I like to ask, what's the one thing you want people to remember after you preach? Like, what's the one thing you want them to go home with? So I take that, and then I think about how people might be searching for that. So for example, first tags I would use: God's glory, glory of God, glory on earth, earth glory. Believe it or not, people might search for that. You should switch it around, switch it up again. God's glory on earth. That might be a little bit too long, but that's okay. Glory on earth, God's, maybe even God on earth, God's manifestation, manifest God. All these different keywords that people might be searching, and also what other videos are using as well.
And so, it does matter mixing the words up. Or
yes,
would
that's what I'm still experimenting with, but you have 500 characters. So if you have the space, go ahead and use it.
Okay.
Now here's a couple other tactics when it comes to tags. Someone actually just did a huge case study like 1 month ago. I mean, I read this thing 3 times and I'm still like, phew. They did case study on single keywords, double keywords, and triple keywords and beyond. So like God's glory versus
God glory.
Right? Well, I mean, just God's glory versus God, comma, glory as 2 tags, or glory of God. That's 3 words in 1 tag, right?
Right.
What they found was the videos that got the most discoverability had more of 2 tags or 2-word tags. So God's glory, God's manifestation, 2-word tags.
Yeah.
Kind of had a little bit more. Now it was a little bit more. I think it was like 40% more discoverability. The other ones were sitting around 30. So do try right now. The data would suggest that you should use 2-word tags. So for example, on the show we just put out a couple weeks ago, let's go with, where is it? 3 ways to make your church more relevant. I used those same static tags, but I also used church more relevant, how to be more relevant, and then 2-word tags: church relevant, relevant church, church ideas, church videos, church video, church community, church support, church in community, church support community, church cookbook, because we talked about cookbooks, church cooking show, church cooking, and then all the static ones as well. They also did, in their data, they saw no difference between 300 to 500 characters that I said you get up to 500. So we try to keep ours around 350, just because this is a little less spammy. Now, the only other thing to do in your research is find what other people, other videos on God's glory, right? If you want to take it even deeper. And you can use TubeBuddy or vidIQ, and you can actually see what tags they're using. And so, so let me go ahead and go to YouTube here, and I'm going to search God's glory.
Did you say TubeBuddy? TubeBuddy?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And what was the other one?
The other one is vidIQ.
BID.
VID like video, vid,
Okay.
IQ like intelligent quotient.
Okay.
Okay, so I just looked up God's glory, and number two video is John Piper video.
Sure.
And here's the video tags: John Piper, Desiring God, Bethlehem Baptist Church, Christianity Church, Bible, Jesus Christ, God, Scripture, Ask Pastor John, DGAP J. I don't know what that's about. So you can use some of those tags. They're kind of generic, but you can use some of those. Let's look at another one. This one is Tony Evans' sermon. I don't know who that is. Maybe that rings a bell for
You don't know who Tony Evans is?
Maybe I do.
Oak Cliff Bible Church in Oak Cliff, south of Dallas. Big
Okay.
mega church.
So here we go. So he's got a couple that you might want. Tony Evans sermons, Christian sermons, Tony Evans. Now he uses sermons on glory, That's one to use. That's a good
That's
tag.
a good one.
Preaching on glory. That's a good one. Teaching on glory. Another good one. Glory of God. He's using it. God's glory. Seeing God's glory. I would take all those tags, put them in my video. And then what's going to happen is YouTube's going to link your video and his video because the tags are the same. Ideally, doesn't happen every time, but the algorithm does work like this. And so people see his video, they'll see your video in the relevant videos, or up next. It'll put yours next if he doesn't have a playlist set up.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of how that tagging kind of environment works.
So if I understand it correctly, if you're using something like TubeBuddy, you can make a template within TubeBuddy that says, checks off so many things down the list. I thought that like the static keywords could be put in that.
I think you can set it up in YouTube. I know you can do default channel tags. Dave, can you do default?
Yes, you can. You can do default.
Is that vidIQ?
Yes, you can do default channel tags. By the way, did you start recording once I dropped out?
Neil did, and then you came back in, and I think it cut his recording.
Okay, so I'm gonna need that, Neil, if you can, please, sire.
No problem.
Time
Just
comes.
tell me how to get it to you.
Neil, you're going to get a raise. This is awesome.
Not a problem.
Yes, 000.
Okay, everybody double click on my window again, please.
We don't see your window, sweetheart.
Yeah, you do. It's you right now. Okay, there it is. It's me now.
Okay.
There you go.
He is.
Double click on it, and I should have control. Okay, got Chris. There we go. Okay. All right. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what happened with my internet. It just all went away. You guys all start going. It was horrible.
No, that was just me.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So, Neil, you were talking about the templates with TubeBuddy. Yes, you can set up templates for stuff. In TubeBuddy, you can also set up, and that includes like making like your own in-screen template. Various bits and pieces of it to make things a lot easier. You can also do things like do a tag or like edit the tags for the channel. You can edit the tags or edit tags and apply them to videos that are already out there, things like that. It's really cool. And yes, you can set up like tags for your channel, or your channel, as well as like playlists and other things like that.
Did I see it in YouTube that you can set up default tags for every video you upload? Like we have that, or is that something you set up in TubeBuddy?
No, you can't. It's one or the other. It's either TubeBuddy or it's YouTube. I will research that. I'm gotta make a little set of notes here for things to look up and bring back to you guys.
Is TubeBuddy and vidIQ, are they free programs, or are they?
They have free versions.
Okay.
Okay. They've got free versions that have good amounts of stuff that you can do with them, and then you can do the more advanced stuff when you use the paid version. And so, like, I have a paid version that, I don't know, maybe it's like $7 a month or something. It's not expensive, and I don't remember what it is with vidIQ. $10. Okay. Do you know what it is with vidIQ off the top of your head, Tommy?
No, I haven't messed with that yet. I like TubeBuddy, the free version.
Yeah.
But now I did notice tonight, I've been playing around with tags on another channel that I'm playing with, doing 3D printing, and TubeBuddy will suggest tags based on your starting content.
Yes.
If you have the paid version.
It will. The stuff that you put in your description and like in your title, it'll start kind of pulling that out. And then and I want to say vidIQ does that as well. They both do. Both of them have some similar things. TubeBuddy is much more, as best I can tell, is much more channel fleshing out and stuff, whereas vidIQ is much more on the social and discoverability area of it. A lot of people have them both running because they complement each other, and then they also do a little overlap as well.
To answer the question, $7.50 is the first pro tier, and then it jumps up to $29, I believe, for vidIQ.
Oh, there you go. All right, guys.
I looked at it and I thought they said 9. So maybe Alabama pays more. I don't know.
You have the Alabama tax.
Could well be.